Boker Tov, good morning. Continue with our 3 minute daily dose of Torah, looking at the story of Yosef and his moment of revelation to his brothers about his identity after all these years. So, what does he say to his brothers? Vayomer Yosef elachav geshunai elai vayigashu. Okay, so it tells them to come close, and they indeed draw close. Vayomer, and he says, Ani Yosef achichem, I am Yosef, your brother. Asher mechartem oti mitzrayma, the one who you sold me to Egypt. And then he says, come on, don't be sad. Right? Don't be sad, and also don't be angry in your eyes. I don't, there's sort of self-criticism for having sold me here. Because God has sent me down to be the one that would give you life before you. Now that is an amazing statement on the part of Yosef. It's taken him a long time to get to this point. Yosef, in last week's parasha, spends time talking about sort of closing down his memories of his family, his father's household, everybody in the family wants him out of his mind and out of his heart, and it's only about the pain. But at some point in this process, from the moment they walked in before him in Parshat Vayigash until this day, you can only imagine the internal turmoil, and at the same time analysis that he undergoes about what do all these events mean? What did that trauma mean? And we all have, I imagine, our different feelings towards the statement of Gamzu Latova, oh, this is also for the best, which is no, this is just bad, right? This is just bad, and it's not so simple to say, no, it's meant to turn out well. Here's one of those moments in which that's the case, in which Yosef says, all that I endured, and it was pretty bad, that he endured as a slave and then and being sold and then put in the pit and all those other pieces. Now he's able to say, I realize that I am just a vehicle in this story. This is part of a greater plan of God, that I should be here to be a michya, to be the source of life and life saving to all of you. And I really don't hold it against you. This is not simple. They fear that over the course of time, in fact, perhaps you remember the end of Vayechi, where the brothers, clearly after Yaakov dies, the brothers are afraid that he's finally going to take his revenge against them, and everyone cries in that story. At the end of that story, they don't grasp that he could be so capable of reframing all that happened. But here Yosef says it, and he seems to hold it to his very last moments, that God wanted this to happen. God wanted me to make it to the place where I am, where I can do good, and it can reframe the events in this powerful way. What a great lesson for us to learn how to analyze all the things that happen to us, good and bad, things that really are woeful and troubles and full of sadness for us sometimes as well, and then suddenly realize, but I'm because I endured all of that, I'm in a position to do X, Y, or Z. And maybe all of that needs to be reframed, and that's a lesson we learn from Yosef. May we take that lesson well for our lives too. Have a great day.